Alrighty, a live stream. Haven't done a live stream in a while. Gonna wait a little bit here, um, just to see for a couple people, and haven't been on YouTube much recently. Hopefully, gonna get some videos out soon. Just haven't been very inspired, so I figured, you know what? Let me just come on here and do a live stream. Something easy to set up. Don't have to do any editing or anything like that. And I figured I would talk about some of this kind of stuff. I have noticed recently that there are some people that are leaving China, not just shills per se, um, but within the last year or two, there have been quite a few people leaving China, just for the way it has become. For those that don't know, China, maybe 7, 10 years ago, quite a bit different than what it is now. So it's funny because I've known people that are in China that have been there for 10, 15 years that are leaving China. And then, of course, there's the people that have just very recently come and they're leaving again, of course. Um, so that happens too. But today, the main topic, of course, is going to be, as the title says, Noel Lee and Gweilo 60 leaving China. For those that don't know, Noel Lee, of course, it's funny because he has the you know 15K subs. Of course, he puts out really crappy, low quality videos, much like my videos. But of course, he has 3 times the subs I do because he follows the shill, the bot route. And he's been making videos, I guess a little while. He's again not high quality content. But Noel Lee basically made a video saying that he was leaving China, couldn't get a visa. And if you don't know who Noel Lee is, go check out his channel. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god, I don't want to give any attention to these people. I don't care. I don't own my viewers. You guys, you're not my slaves. My viewers are not they're not enslaved. I don't own you. You do what you want. You're most likely an adult, judging by the demographics that watch my channel. You can make your own decisions. Um, but this Noel Lee guy, he's another shill, right? And I'm going to say this, and people are going to cry and complain, and they're going to call me a racist. But he's another one of these, to be honest, what Chinese people would call essentially a banana, right? He's an Asian-looking guy, yellow on the outside, very white acting, acts just like a Westerner because he is, and of course, in this way, he thought that because of his physical appearance, that in China he would be accepted, that they would take him on, right, and that they would just give him a visa, and you could stay. You're one of us, because that's what CCP, Chinese government. That's what they tell you. They're like, you're one of us, all ethnic Chinese. You're one of us. That's what they always praise when it comes to taking land and like controlling people. They're like, we're all the same. And then like when you're born in the West, you're ethnically like say Han. You go back to China and you're like, I'm one of you guys, and they're like, who the hell are you? They're like, you don't speak the language very well. You don't have a Chinese name. You don't eat the gong bao ji ding with the kwaiza. You're not using your chopsticks right to eat the kung pao chicken. And they've got all these like weird things that they look at you and they say, well, you're not Chinese. You're Chinese, but you're not Chinese. And he's one of these people that has this identity crisis, right? And so he feels like he's got to, go back to China and somehow support China. But then you learn that China doesn't really support you, and I think that's a universal feeling that everyone gets when you go to China. And one of the interesting things that I noticed about Noel's video is he names it "Goodbye China, Hello World," and it's a very interesting thing because when you go to China, it is like "Hello China, welcome to China, world is behind you." Nowhere in the world, and that is something that I will give some credit to China, although it's not always good, it's not always bad, is that China is very different than the rest of the world. And this is from someone that has been, to Vietnam, to Thailand, to Singapore, to Japan, and Argentina, and Colombia and Brazil. Like I have never been somewhere that was less like the West. I mean, you'd probably have to go to like North Korea, you know. All of these countries may be different culturally, but they sort of have that roundabout way of kind of being the same. Whereas if China is just very different in certain ways. And when you go to China, you realize very quickly that not only is it different, but you're not wanted, right? If you're not born in China and you're not you don't have the Chinese face also, if you don't speak the language the way that like a native would, you're never really accepted in China, and you can say, well, Japan is the same way, but here's the difference. Japan is really set up, and I'm just using Japan because it's another Asian country. It's not too terribly far away. Japan is very set up for people to come live there. They have a very direct visa process. It's very obvious. People know what to expect. Whenever it's what to expect when you go to Japan. They're like, hey, you're a foreigner. That's okay. You're a foreigner. We appreciate you coming here and enjoying our country. We appreciate that. We love that, and it's very it's very linear in that sense. You go to Thailand, right? It's the same way. Obviously, you're not Thai. They know that, but it's very accepting. It's very set up for tourism and tourists and people to migrate there and go there and live there. Hell, there are countries that if you move there and you retire there, they give you discounts on living expenses. They give you discounts on things to do, movie theaters and gas and all this stuff, right? And then you look at China and it's like you go there and like not only are you not accepted, but you're treated like garbage on top of it. So it's like, all these people that they live in that bubble, right? They always tell you, I never experienced any racism in China. Ooh, I was never treated differently. Well, of course you were treated differently, though. If you weren't treated any differently, then you wouldn't stay there. You wouldn't go there, right? These same people that claim that the China is so different from the West, are the same people that are like, oh, I'm not treated any different. I'm treated better. It's like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And so when I see like a lot of people, especially like Gweilo 60, that are like, oh, China's a great country. It's you could retire here. No, you can't. There is no retirement in China. There's hardly retirement in China for Chinese people. There is no retirement for foreigners in China. And people always say, oh, China's so cheap. It's like, not really. Maybe if you live in tier 4 dump city, then sure, maybe you can get you a super cheap apartment. But if you're in any city with standards that has a even mediocre level hospital, which is hard to find if you're not in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, you're not going to find these mediocre hospitals. And that of course is why Gweilo has left China, is leaving China, because they realize that no matter where you go in China, even the best of the best hospitals are not that great. They're really not. I'm not going to go back over that, but this identity thing where like people think that they're going to be accepted in China is really funny, because for years I remember people just pointing out, when you first go to China, people are like, well, wow, why, well, check out why, this foreigner, wow, he's so tall, he's so white, he's so, and in the beginning you're like, whoo, hey, I'm getting juiced up. I'm getting noticed here. You're like, yeah. And then like you start to realize that like you're not always being pointed out because it's like, oh, he's different, or oh, this foreigner, or that, A lot of times it's a negative tone. And especially when you talk to the older people, it really can be negative then. But especially from a lot of little kids and stuff, and all the rude people will be like, well, maybe it's just because you're fat, or maybe it's just because you're ugly, or maybe it's because you're short, or maybe it's because you're tall. No, like you're going to be pointed out, like regardless, of your situation. It doesn't really matter. And the point is that like even if you're good looking, and you learn the language, and you buy a house, and you buy a car, and you start a business, and you do everything you can, and you feel like you've reached the pinnacle of foreign, or you become a Chad or whatever you want to call yourself. You'll never reach that level of acceptance. And Noel Lee is the example of that. Not that he is successful in any way, but he is just the Chinese face, right? He has that Asian face, something that a lot of us would have never had in China to begin with. He had the Chinese face, and he went to China. He said all the good things in the world. China's a wonderful country. The Uyghur camps aren't real. And he fought and did all that stuff, and walked up to police in random videos and was like, hey, where are the Uyghur camps? It's like he did all that stuff, and they were still like, sir, you're gonna have to go home. Like, no, we don't need you here. You're not wanted. Go home. And he's like, what? I got 10,000 views. I got my video where I talk good about you. It's got 130,000 views. And they're like, dude, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit about that stuff, You have same thing, Gweilo Nation, these people that are like, whoa, I'm just gonna say a bunch of good shit about China, and I'm gonna get successful off of it. And then they realize that it's very mediocre at best, because no matter how much good shit you say, you're never going to be accepted, for one. And then for two, you're always going to be that it's very hollow, right? You get these views, and you're like, whoo, getting some views, and then you realize that they don't pay you any money, because bots don't click advertisements. Bots don't add to your Patreon. Bots don't give super chats on live streams. And so it's this fictitious thing, and even the people that are following these people, is fictitious. You go to Twitter and you look at the Twitter accounts, and you're like, ooh, this Chinese group must be really powerful. They've got 80,000 followers. And then you like look, and they're like, every one of their comments has like one heart, one share, and they're like, woo. Again, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Your experience in China is very hollow. On the outside, it's like you can tell people, you're like, yeah, I'm in China. China's awesome. We're having a good time. But inside, there's nothing, because you'll never be accepted, right? You'll never have a retirement. There's nothing there for you. There's really not. And it just you're left with nothing. And even the people that want to tell you that they love China and China loves them and China is going to take care of them, it never works. It never works. It just doesn't. And it's a real problem. And I'm saddened by it. I really am. I'm saddened by it because I look at these people and I feel bad for them. I really do. I feel bad for them because there's these people that you can tell. As an example, just Gweilo Nation. This guy has spent hours and hours making videos. You know what I mean? To just give the blowjob to the Chinese government. And this dude's channel is like dead. They don't care about him at all. They have done nothing for this guy. They have like flown him around to some places. The dude like took corn and like jumped around with some corn and he's like, well, I finally made it famous. Finally made it. Let me get on the phone. Mom, I find that, yeah, Mom, this is Matt, Gweilo Nation. I finally made it. Yeah, Mom. They brought out the corn and everything. And then he realizes that, like, nobody cares. Dude, nobody cares. They don't care. They're advertising their own shit. They don't care for you. They're not doing anything to help you, And that's how it is in China. The whole time you live in China, you have the really shitty route, which is what most people take. You start in that English teaching route. That's the easiest thing, right? Like even for me, when I started in China, it wasn't with English teaching, but then like I couldn't find another job after. So I had to go into English teaching. What else can you do, right? You live in China, you have a wife there. It's always there to fall back on. And then you're like, beep, shark, like what else can you do, right? It's a bullshit job, and unless you're one of those teachers, those foreigners that refuses, like that refuses to do that shit, like that's what they're gonna have, like white guy. He's a white guy. He can teach English. And like that was all that it was for years and years and years. And then a lot of the smart white people, pointing at myself, pointing at my brain here, and a lot of those people decided that they weren't going to do that anymore. It gets old. You can't do that forever. It's not a career path like some people would like for you to believe. Okay, you can't be an English teacher in China until you're 107 years old if you live that long, right? And unless you, of course, have no soul. If you have no soul, then you can, then go right ahead. I realize that there are some people that was their thing. They wanted to be teachers. What's that, Mom? I'm still not getting any more viewers for the corn video. Oh, okay. No, Mom, it's okay. My wife's rich and she'll pay for me to just, ride my stupid retard bike all around the country in America while I talk shit about them. I know, I'm from America. Yeah, I realize that, Mom. Okay, yeah. See, people just don't get it. They just don't understand. You got to have that English teacher thing to fall back on, but some of them like Gweilo, their wife's rich. You can just, But for the English teaching thing, it's like, again, it's just really hollow. It's like they don't care about you. They just want you to do something for their children, right? And that's what every smart person realizes in China, is that you're just being used. You're never really being a part of. You're not a part of the club. You know what I mean? You're not one of the cool kids. You're not hanging out with the clan, right? You're not one of the bros, okay? And that's even if you speak the language. That's even if you have the face. If you're not born there and you don't have your huko and you don't have all that garbage CCP stuff that they, all that crap, then unfortunately, you get called a banana, right? Or you get called a hegway, a black ghost, these negative terms that they use to explain people. And it's just unfortunate because I feel like a lot of these people, and even myself included, don't realize that we've wasted a lot of time, right? And fortunately, there's people, unfortunately, that have wasted even more time than I did. There were people that have been in China for 15 years. Think about that, 15, 20 years. Um, you know, had you, I wouldn't take it back in a sense, because I found my wife in China. I love my wife, and she's the greatest person in the world, and those types of things. But it's that situation where it's like, what if you would have went to Japan, you know, where you can kind of do your own thing. People always say, oh well, you can only teach English in Japan too. Well, that's not true. I know people in Japan that have worked for Japanese companies that once they learn enough Japanese, once they pass the actual freaking exam to prove that they speak Japanese, that they can work in a Japanese company, right? Because in China, even if you pass JLPT, or sorry, that's Japan, but if you pass JLPT in Japan, you can actually prove, that you can work for a company. Where in China, you pass HSK, well, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares, right? It's like you still can't work in a Chinese company. It just doesn't matter, you know. So even if you become proficient enough to speak the language, unless it's a very special situation of a foreign company in China, again, you're always like shunned. You're always on the side. You're never in the club, you know. And I think that's something that a lot of people are starting to realize is that a lot of people are starting to realize that they're not a part of the club. You have people like Jayo that are leaving. You have people like Gweilo that are like, well, maybe the club is not really as cool as I say it is, because the club doesn't even have decent health care. Noel Lee's getting kicked out of the club, or at least he thought he was in the club, but he's getting kicked out of the country. Think about that. And he has the Asian face, and they still don't want him, right? So it's this situation of you know it's this situation of you're not wanted in China. If you're considering going to China, don't go to Thailand, go to Argentina, go to Ecuador, go to Mexico. I don't go to Japan, go to Taiwan. There are so many countries that have so much more freedom, that are so much more accommodating to foreigners and just people in general. That's the thing. China is not even accommodating to its own people. Like, if you're not accommodating to your own people, why would foreigners? Why would you as a foreigner go there? And it just goes to show that if you're considering going to China, just don't. Maybe 10 years ago, I would have said different. I'd have said, sure, go ahead and go. But, not now. So I'm going to read some comments because I'm not going to stream very long. I'm going to probably start trying to do maybe a couple streams a week, maybe one to two streams a week. I say that and then it never happens, but I'm probably going to do a stream a week and try to make it more frequent. That way I can just put out maybe a video a week and try to do a stream a week and try and get back into the middle of things. There's a lot going on in the background that I haven't really talked about that I think will be good for the channel, that will be revealed in the next coming months. So it's not that there's just nothing happening. It's just that there's too much happening personally in life, and some good things for the channel too that are in the works that just take time to be revealed. So let's read some comments here. Let's see. That's crazy. People from there not accepting Chinese Americans and stuff. Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, again, you always have this double-sided coin where it's like, oh, Taiwan is China. They always say that too. They're like, Taiwan is China. And then they like point guns at them. And then like, well, ethnically, if you're Chinese, because there's this thing in China where they ethnicity, nationality. Like, the Chinese people don't understand ethnicity. Chinese people don't understand, they don't understand nationality. Like, if you like, you ask Chinese people, about like ethnicity. Like they don't understand. Like they always want to brag about it the one way. Well, we've got so many ethnic groups in China, and you're like, yeah, that's great. You guys have a lot of ethnic groups, and then they're like, but they're all the same. They're all they're all the same. And you're like, wait a minute, how are they different? But they're all the same. And they're like, well, they all come from the Han. And you're like, what? You're like, you're telling me that all these people come from Han? It's like, what? And then they always like want to call you like an imperialist. They're like, they're the Western imperialist. It's like, how the hell did the Han people get so damn widespread in China and control everything? How did that happen? How did the people from the Yangtze River, this little area, if you actually look it up, how did these Han people manage to get all this land without conquering and taking it from other people ever? How the hell did that happen? Who knows, right? Such a confusing situation there. Or it could be that like the Han people are integrating with the Uyghurs and distinguishing their culture through certain methods of politics. But I could be wrong. Well, I could be wrong. But yeah, Um, I think you really need to speak the language, even on a basic level, to get past being a tourist. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like people are like, oh, China is so visited by tourism. Yeah, like a lot of people go there and then they don't go again, which is unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate because here's the thing. China is a huge country. There's so many different foods and different people and different cities and just different everything, that you couldn't explore China, by going there 10 times. You can't explore it. You could go to China 10 times, go to 10 different cities, and you would be just scratching the surface, not even scratching the surface. But nobody wants to go back because it's so unbearable. You go there and you can't find toilets. There's no freaking you can't wipe your butt. It's like, what do you do? How do you explain that to your children? You take your children to China and there's no toilet paper in the bathroom. Like, what do? You know, you have to like go to a mall to find toilet paper in the bathroom because public restrooms don't have any. China is just so unbearably unfortunate for tourism that it's like it has all this stuff that would be great to view and to do and to see, but it's so terribly difficult to do as a foreigner, and you're not allowed to go a lot of places, and you're not allowed to do certain things. And you know again, as this person has said, if you don't speak the language, you can't find anyone to help you to do this even. And that's another point that a lot of people aren't telling you, is that a lot of this stuff that you see the shills doing, it's set up by their wives. Okay, their wives, their girlfriends speak Chinese, and they're holding their hands. Like, come on, little Billy, I'll help you. And they're talking to other Chinese people that are holding their hands. They're not, very very few foreigners are getting their license, say in China, on their own by speaking Chinese. Very few foreigners, very few of these shills are doing all these travels and finding all these places and all these things by their own Chinese level. They're being helped, they're being placed, and they're being taken these places. And the only way to do that is to speak the language. And even if you speak the language, you're still screwed anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Which is unfortunate because, again, Chinese people as people, and China as a country is a great country, and does have great people. It does have a culture. It does have a history, but it's unfortunate because it's ruined by the laws and the regulations of the government. It's such a turd, right, to go there in that way. Let's see. Can we get a video on Daniel Dumbrill? He has lost his Hong Kong ID, by the way, so essentially rejected by China. I didn't know. I don't keep up on all these people as much as I should. What you're telling me is very interesting, and I will look into it. But it's the same thing, right? Like But no, I appreciate that information. I will look into it. So, hey, Prime, I really enjoy your live streams. You should do it more often. I agree. I should do it more often. I'm going to probably set a schedule of times that I should do it. Jerry, sup, Corey? How are you doing, mate? Greetings from Australia. Hey, Jerry. Nice to see you, man. Haven't talked to you in a while. I'll have to send you some messages and say what's up to you later. Let's see. Mom, this is Matt Jayo Nation. I did the corn video. Yeah, that's true. Like, it's just, bro, you thought that was going to make you famous? Come on. We demand more live streams since YGZ is semi-retiring. I think that, and I can't speak for him, but I think that YGZ is kind of, he's kind of like me in the same sense. We get very burnt out on talking about shills. I realize that that's what our channels are based around. That's the point of them. But these guys are boring. They're very boring. They're very stupid, unintelligent. It's just very hard, to, and that's part of the reason, like, you don't see me editing a lot of videos anymore and mocking these guys and going really hard on them. And same for YGZ Taiwan. Like, the dude is a great editor. He's hilarious. He's a funny guy, but he probably feels the same as me. Why would we put in all that effort into a bunch of, low lives, essentially, He could come back. Wife's company will sponsor Visa, or Jayo can ask his CGTN. Aren't I? Yeah, right. I have a feeling here that, I don't know. It's that situation where it's like, coming back to China is less. It's the same thing for me. Like, I could go back to China. I could go back anytime I wanted. But do you really want to? See, that's the thing. Jayo Matt didn't leave China because, like, he had to go. He left China because he wanted. Gweilo 60 doesn't have to have Canadian healthcare. He could easily go to the Chinese hospital. I went to the Chinese hospital and it sucked. That's why he doesn't want to go to the Chinese hospital, because it sucks, right? So these people, of course, a lot of them are making that decision. Noel Lee doesn't, he's not making that decision. They don't want him in China. They don't want Gweilo, but, they're kind of like, well, we created these rules and your wife is Chinese, so yeah, you can, you can stay. Yeah, if Jerry, if you want to join the live stream, I don't care. People can always join. I'll probably schedule a live stream for people to join. I'll probably advertise it on my channel and advertise it on Twitter, and let people know when I do a live stream at a certain time. And I'll probably share the link there and allow random people. I don't mind allowing random people to come on as long as they're wearing a shirt. We had that happen before where, like, we would let people on and, like, they wouldn't wear a shirt and it was kind of weird. Like, dude, nobody wants to see that. I'm sorry. We would have random people come on, and difference of opinion is okay. I appreciate the difference of opinion. If people want to debate something, that's great. Come on and debate. If you really think that, I'm wrong about China, that's fine. You're more than welcome to come on and say that, to everybody, So just curious, but when will you invite Haza and Forces again to your live stream? The one where they debated was one of your best live streams. I agree. Haza is, I think he's very busy right now for, Chinese New Year and things like that. I like to have Haza come on stream. I like him. He is a nice guy. I definitely, I disagree with him, of course, politically, and things, but I enjoy the fact that we can discuss, and I think that's the thing that I seriously dislike about the shill community, is that they have this idea that, well, we don't want to come on your show or your channel and give you any attention, or we don't want to have you on our channel because we don't want to give you any attention. When the truth is like, I don't give a shit about all that. if there's somebody that has 100 subs wants to come on and you have a microphone and you have a camera and you want to come on and you want to talk, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not like, oh man, I don't want to help that person any. I don't care. Even if you completely disagree with me and hate me and you want to as long as you don't come on and you're not like name calling and whatever, right? If you're coming to actually discuss something, I have no problem with that. And that is the major problem with the shills is a lot of them don't want to discuss. It's the same thing. If Gweilo wanted to come on and just be like, dude, you're wrong, I'm going back to Canada for this reason, I would allow that, and I would respectfully allow him to explain himself to my viewers, because I don't want people to think that it's just an echo chamber, right? That it's just me reinforcing me on my channel. If other people want to come here and tell me I'm wrong, that's fine. I'm all for that. If people want to come on here to my channel, or we go to other people's channel and discuss topics, and they want to fight with each other without name calling and stuff, that's fine. That's great. Jose Alvarez said, only the finest are left. For Mubi, Jerry Good, Wu Jiao. What a lineup. Yeah, and that's true. You look at the shills that have sort of made it, that have done a little something, right? You have people like Barrett, right? Like Barrett has I don't know what their channel is up to. Of course, they have a shit ton of fake subs, and I know that Daddy Barrett, had his cancer situation or is still going through it, and again, I don't. And same thing for Gweilo's wife's situation. My mother died of cancer, so I understand how difficult that is, and for those people, I say good luck, and I hope the best for your health wise, but it doesn't stop what you said. Someone close to me said that, like, if Hitler got cancer, it doesn't make up for the fact that all the bad stuff he said, right, and all the bad stuff that he's done. If you get cancer, and I know that Gweilo's wife she's not on the internet, right? She's not a part of it. She's just married to the guy, right? She hasn't openly said anything, but people like Barrett have. You know what I mean? And even though I've talked to Barrett and I don't hate the guy or dislike the guy. Again, I disagree with him, but I don't hold what he has said against him for his health or anything. I don't wish that bad on anyone. I really don't. So when you say that only the finest are left, for Movie, Jerry Good, and Wu Jiao, it's true, right? Like the people that no one really has ever cared about, for Movie, like I met him in real life, and it's just a very strange situation. I've met well, I guess I will just say it. I've met a couple people that really had distaste for Serpent ZA. And admittedly, I talked to Serpent ZA. I think he's an okay guy. I have no problem with him. I align with his beliefs pretty closely. I can't say I've always agreed on everything. We have had our spats, but it's always been a cordial thing. Like bros, where we'll fight and then argue and get over it, and that's just it. It's only happened like once, and that's just the way that it is. But there are people like Framubi, where when I met him, he spent a lot of time, talking about Serpent Today and how he didn't like him. And, I'm just like, I want to make videos. At least at that time, I wanted to make video. I don't really care in person that much. My nose is itching. I'm sorry. I don't care really to meet other people and to spend my whole time discussing the people that I hate necessarily. When I go out, it's usually to film, and I want to get the filming done. And he was just, wanted to talk about how he disliked Serpent Today and Level 86, and you know, and I was like, I don't care. But to keep the bridge connected, of course, I I left it there and gave my opinion, and that's what it was. But of course, that doesn't last forever. Jerry Good, same thing. Jerry, I think, says some of the most retarded stuff I have ever seen on Twitter. I have never seen somebody go on Twitter and post just the dumbest crap that I have ever seen. He's the only one I know that can take a picture of a road in China, be like, China's a wonderful country. Just look at this road. And you're like, who the fuck cares, dude? Like, nobody cares. And it's just like this useless dribble over and over. And there's just pages of it on his Twitter. And then you talk to him, and he's a nice guy, right? He is a nice guy, but it's just the useless dribble on Twitter. And these people probably are like, screw Prime in China. I hate him. But it's true. Like, you talk to Barrett, doesn't seem like a bad guy, but their Twitter is just same thing for Barrett Twitter. It's obviously not them. They have like some Chinese person with horrible freaking grammar, horrible English writing tweets for them, pushing propaganda. The person that writes tweets for them doesn't even sound British, like, at all. Like, they don't even sound native, like a native English speaker. They, not gonna go there. And then for like Wu Jiao, it's like Wu Jiao is like another one of those people that no one cares. He came to the community like way after everything started, way after the community was hot, way after all the good conversations happened. Nobody cares about Wu Jiao. Like, he's another. He posted on my video, my Gweilo 60 video, that I had blocked him or something. He's not blocked. Like, I don't block people. And he's talking about how, like, uh, you know, basically, I'm being low for mentioning Gweilo returning to Canada. And it's funny to me because it's like, dude, like, he takes money for children, doesn't donate anything to children, and you're calling me low. He talks shit about Canada and returns to Canada to mooch off of their healthcare system. You're calling me low. Wu Jiao is just like, again, he's one of those irrelevant people in the community that no one really cares about. No one hangs, like, even the shills don't want to hang out with Wu Jiao. Like, they're not calling him like, hey, bro, hey, Wu Jiao, you want to go to Xi'an with us? We're going to look at the Terracotta Warriors. Nobody calls him. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hang out with Wu Jiao. That guy's like, he's a goofball. It's just, sorry. Would you ever travel to other countries like in South America and stuff? Yes, of course. I actually have. I have traveled to quite a few places that I don't talk about, that I never filmed anything in. I have videos from like Japan when I was there that I have never put out. I have videos from Indonesia when I was there that I never put out. I've got videos from so many places that I just never put out because they don't fit into the narrative of my channel. And I think that is something that I'm really going to change about my channel. Again, I'm not going to like go into it and talk about my channel changes. But there's going to be some more content to this channel that is non-China related, that is more, I don't want to say family related, but just more going and doing stuff related. That's just how it is. The world is so much bigger than China. The world is so much bigger than the discussion of China. And I have, some of you guys out there are really, some fans, I guess. I don't want to call you fans. I feel horrible for calling people fans. People that do watch my channel that I would like to share some of my life with, and hopefully you can share some of your life too, and things like that. The world is so much bigger than China in those shows. Yes, like, see, damn it, see, like, you get it, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, you get it, People joined your live stream without a shirt on. Yes, like, we had a couple instances where there was like a dude with like no shirt on, and we had a situation one time where like Wu Jiao like comes into the, because you can't really see it. Well, I know Jerry already knows, but in StreamYard there's like the stage, and then there's the back, and then like he was like crying and put me on, man. He's like some grumpy old guy, and it was just like, settle down, bro. Like, you're gonna get your chance to come on and talk about how much you like, you know, whatever it is, And like, it was just disastrously strange. It was fun, but it's probably not. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I want my channel to be more professional. Sometimes I'm just like, forget it, and we just wing it. And for me, that's fun too, So. Happy belated Chinese New Year, Xin Gweilo, Gong He Fat Choi, for the Cantonese people out there. Happy Lunar New Year, happy everything, right? Happy all of the years, happy lunar. It doesn't matter which calendar you follow. Just be happy, damn it. Just be happy. Chris Wise, Jerry says, sorry to hear about your mother's death from cancer. Yeah, cancer is it's a very soft spot for me. I'm very, shall I say, I'm very easy on people for the cancer situation. I watched my mother essentially waste away for a year with cancer, and it's just a horrible disease. And I don't wish it on anyone, even my worst enemies. I am sympathetic for them for having cancer, and not that I consider anyone an enemy per se. There are some people out there that they should definitely have their asses kicked for sure. But I still wouldn't wish cancer on them. So, Chris Wise just started watching, trying to catch up on 2 times speed. I appreciate that. Hi from Brazil. Gweilo 60 is a disgrace. China is so good, so great as myself. Why doesn't he have Chinese citizenship? Well. In the end, he has to need to Canada to save his poor wife. Exactly. It's like, and it's cool that you're from Brazil. I want to go back to Brazil so bad. I really do. For people that haven't been to Brazil, like, Brazil is an awesome country. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, the crime in Brazil. It's not like that everywhere. Brazil is an awesome country, and check out Brazil. So let's see. And the wife is telling me that she cooked me dinner and I have to go soon. So let me try to finish up here. Yeah, it's true. Why doesn't he have Chinese citizenship? Because they don't want him, of course, right? It's funny to think that they don't want him. His wife is Chinese, and they will never allow him to stay. If his wife unfortunately passed away tomorrow, he would have to go back as a tourist, which would he wouldn't do that because his wife wouldn't be there to hold his hand. So, to my shame, at one time I was a subscriber to Fernando's content. Like, here's the thing. You look at many of the shills, and I'm going to use Jayo Nation as the example because I think he's the perfect example. Jayo Nation has money, his wife and family, and maybe he has some money too. He could afford amazing equipment, which is something that for Pube, Fernando has. He has amazing equipment. Like I said, I met him in real life. Dude has like cinema camera. He has like all these Canon L series red lenses. These pro end lenses, and it's like you waste your equipment and your time and your effort talking about something that is so stupid. You're never gonna do anything by using that equipment, talking about China and trying to just shill for China. Like, you can film on your phone. You can film with a GoPro. You don't need anything special to film crappy videos about China, right? And it's the same thing. Like Jayo didn't just spend money; he spent like years shilling for China. And like I feel the same way. Like there's so much more to the world than China, and I plan on expanding my content and getting more content, and showing that they're here's the thing. Like I look at the comments from some of the Chinese people that get a VPN, and they come to our channel, and to my channel, and well, our channel. You guys are the viewers, the followers, the commenters. It's your channel too, right? You have put in the time to watch the videos and comments, and they come here and they're like, "Well, America is distraught. It's in disaster. Everything is destroyed." And I'm like, really? Because like we've been going out for months. We've been having fun. We've been having a good life. I haven't been wearing a mask. I haven't gotten COVID. Like you guys in China are the ones that are wearing the mask. You guys are the ones that like don't know that you might be locked down into your entire city or your apartment complex tomorrow. I'm not worried about that. I'm still going to restaurants without mask. I'm still doing all these things. Um, we could go to the beach tomorrow, and I could get in my car and I could drive and do all this stuff. Like, people, they look at the news and they're like, oh, America, oh, they want to believe that like it's just horrible here, when like I've been living a great life here since I returned from China. My standard of living in America is far higher than the people that I know that are still living in China. They're still worried all the time that they're going to get locked down, or that, oh my God, this stupid barcode is yellow today. Mom, I can't come over. The barcode's yellow. I don't have a fucking barcode. If I want to get in my car and I want to drive, across the country, I can do that. So are there any vloggers left in China now who aren't shills? Like if you're really going to learn about, like, here's the thing. If you're seriously interested in China, go there as a tourist. Just look up travel videos of China. Don't plan on moving to you know what I mean? Don't move to China. Just go there as a tourist. Gweilo got all children money, cheap beer to cheap man. Yeah, that's true. Like here's the thing. It works because it's a Patreon page, right? And as someone with a financial background that knows about this, you can't just create a foundation and not be transparent about it. There are sources out there that require you to be transparent about these things. And because he's on Patreon, he doesn't have that, right? He doesn't have to worry about that. And no one in China is going to call him out on that anyways, right? So it's not a big deal for him. But if you were like actually with a real charity, right, you would have to be transparent about it, but he's not. But the fact that he's not transparent about it, to me, tells you that he's not doing what he says that he's doing. If I tell you guys, hey, donate me, $50 and I'm going to go do this, you had better believe that if I get the $50, that I'm going to go spend the $50, come back and show you that I did what I said I was going to do. She's a shill. She goes on sponsored trips. And I think that's the thing. I don't care if the government pays someone to go on sponsored trips and, to show touristy videos and travel videos. That's okay. But don't like be political about it. Any chance you will visit DC? It's very funny. Like one of the places that I have not spent any significant amounts of time in is DC. I really would like to spend some time there. I should as an American, right? Shouldn't we? but have not. She attacked serpents a day twice. Wow, that sucks. Never paid attention to her really, to be honest. Um, I hate to say it, but I've always kind of felt like a lot of those who was there? There was Blondie in China, and then who is the other girl? And I'm probably way behind on comments, but there was Blondie in China, and then there was another girl that used to go around. I and oh yeah, travel light. That was another one. Travel light. She's the girl that goes to countries like India and walks around in a bikini without being aware of the rape statistics. It's like I'm definitely against rape, of course, but you should probably be a little more careful about shit like that. And I just thought that the travel light and the blondies, these travel girls were just, I hate to say it, but none of them seem very intelligent. And again, like I'm sure I'm gonna get some hate, and people are gonna be like, he's a sexist, racist hater, meh. But like, sorry, that's just how I feel about it. I never felt like they were very intelligent. I never felt like they offered very much to show you, whatever. And then Travel Light pretty much just ended up creating an OnlyFans, and like, it was like, oh, well, now at least she's being honest about her videos. She's pretty much just selling herself, so whatever. But same thing for Blondie, right? She one thing that I will say is, and this is going to be something that people probably won't be able to uh, explain. I guess I can't explain it very well, but years ago, I used to be really into Japan. Lived in Japan there for a while, and one of the greatest Japan channels years ago, because at one time, for those people that don't know, there used to be a huge Japan vlogger community, YouTube community, and one of the originals, like years ago, was Tokyo Kuni. His you can Google him, well, YouTube him, Tokyo Kuni. And this guy, he only has like 30,000 subs. But keep in mind, he made videos like 15 years ago on YouTube. This is like 15 years ago, of course. And 30K subs 15 years ago was a big thing on YouTube. For those that don't know, I made videos on YouTube a good 15 years ago, but I discussed religion. I didn't discuss travel. Of course, because of my age, travel wasn't a major discussion for me until I started to really get into Japan. And the thing that really I thought was cool about the travel videos 15 years ago that like this guy was doing, Tokyo Kuni, was he was taking you into the places that Japanese people go, right? Uh, he wasn't just like being like, hey, come look at this, you know, come look at this shrine, and that's cool. He did those videos, he did those shrine videos, but he was doing like he would take you to the bar where like the Japanese people would sit there and drink and eat sushi and stuff. And the blondies in China, the travel lights of China, the even the Barretts in China, all the people that lived in China now, they're not doing that, right? They're not doing that. I want to see some, like, if you want me to watch your China channel, and I've been going for an hour now, and I said I was going to go for 30 minutes. If you want me to watch your China channel, you're going to have to walk into some place. You're going to have to sit down and speak Chinese to some guy. And if he speaks English, that's okay. That's cool too. And you're going to have to like film talking about stuff, and you're going to have to show us the real China, not, oh, hey, where you walk into some predetermined, pre-created place where they have corn and you dance. That shit's old. Nobody cares about that anymore. Prime's going to start doing van life. Well, a van will probably be involved, but it's definitely not going to be filming and living in a van. But okay. I wonder how Jahol gets to post drone vids on YouTube without a Part 107 license. Corey, have you paid much notice to Brian Barletic? He often hangs out with Daniel Dunbrill. I'm going to say he's definitely on the radar. Maybe something coming soon. Let's see. Gonna scroll down. Gotta end the stream pretty soon. Scrolling down. DC is great. Let's figure a way to coordinate. Seriously, I wish my channel was larger. I wish I had more subs. I would do a subscriber meetup. If I was like the Serpents Today size, I would do a subscriber meetup. I'd go somewhere. I'd be like, hey, let's all go to freaking Disneyland or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would figure some big place out that everybody could go and have a good time. I didn't pay much attention to the comments on pro-China sites until I expressed what I think. No, the stupid comments came. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, you get into the China community, and then like you make some comments that are negative or slightly negative, and then like you start getting all these weird bots attacking you. It's like, oh my god, my fave now other than Prime is Bald and Bankrupt. Yeah, Bald and Bankrupt is awesome. Bald and Bankrupt is I followed Bald and Bankrupt in the very beginning, like when the algorithm pushed him the first time, and he had like, I want to say, I think he had 500 subs. Like, his channel was like really small, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, he was I was like, oh, he's kind of cool though. For people that don't know, I really liked India. India is an awesome country. I would love to go and film India. And that's when he was doing videos about India. And, now that I go back and look at his old videos, of course, they all have like 600K views. But this is back when he was like pulling in nothing. His channel is awesome. Like, that's what YouTube should be. YouTube should be like some guy getting on a freaking bus, going around talking to locals and just doing his thing, like, that dude's awesome. He's just awesome. So we should try to have more discussion with the shills. They're willing to get out of their comfort zone. They probably won't. That'll never happen. Serpent today, why do you look like someone squished you in a trash compactor? Bro. I have a feeling Serpent today is like he is the most critical guy. Well, I don't want to say that. Someone more critical just came to mind, but that's not a guy, that's a girl. But Serpent today is very critical of people, of their YouTube channel, at least of I think us in our circle. Not because he's a complete asshole, but I think because he wants us to do better, and he always pushes us to do better, which will happen soon. I've been watching a lot of Indigo Traveler and Kurt Kaz lately. Indigo Traveler. Is that the? I'm pretty sure I know. Yeah, I know who he is. Indigo Traveler. Is he the guy? Okay. Yeah, I've watched him before. He's okay. Yeah, I definitely think he's not bad. There was another guy. He was in India, and he got kicked out of India, and he cried about it. And I'm not gonna talk about that too much, but he got kicked out of India, and for doing illegal shit, and then he like cried about it for months. Blondie posted a sponsored video in spring 2020 when the pandemic was really taking off, showing how wonderful Wuhan is. Yeah, that's true. Okay, she's a shill. I don't want to say she's not a shill and then say she is and say she's not. I'm sure obviously is. It's just like, I feel much worse about these people than just shilling. Again, like I just feel like her content is not interesting. You know. Hey, what's up, Winston? Nice to see you here. That's what he does. He comes in. He takes all the he takes all the attention, but it's okay. He deserves it. When you make videos for like 10 freaking plus years in China and you put up with the crap that long as Winston did, like you deserve it. Especially when you actually speak some of the language and you ride a freaking motorcycle across the country. Like that's the other thing. A lot of these people that live in China, they have Chinese wives and everything. They haven't even traveled. They just stay in Shenzhen, at least that was the thing. Like I always told people, I'm like, travel around, you'll learn. Let's see. Gonna scroll down. Almost over with the not the real serpents at A. Yeah, those comments. Not the real CCP showbusters? Oh my god. Oh my god. Is it really him? Corey, I'm going to join your Patreon later on today. I appreciate that. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's that situation of I don't put any effort into Patreon. I feel so bad about it. There's nothing wrong with getting extra money. For those that don't know, I put all of my extra money either back into the channel or in my stock market account, which somehow ends up being used to buy something sometimes. But I appreciate all the donations. I appreciate the help that people give, and I don't get a lot from my channel, especially because I'm not active. Because I'm not active on it, which is my damn fault, not anyone else's. So China's rewriting history. Yeah, they definitely are rewriting history. They're throwing out all the old books, and they're writing it themselves, and then telling all their people that way, and their people actually believe it. It's like when they had that article on the internet, it was on like Xinhua News or something, and they were like, English is a dialect of Chinese. It's like they're taking English now. China wants to take it all. They want to take it all. Let's see. Just commenting on your odd aspect ratio. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe later on you can help me with it. Audio is good. Well, that's nice. My $35 microphone. I'm nice to hear that my $35 microphone is working. Actually, I did buy that with Patreon money, and I do think it's a good investment. So, secondly, awesome content. I have enjoyed the channel, Aloy. Well, I thank you for enjoying my channel, Aloy. I'm going to assume you mean a lot, but I appreciate that. And, there's going to be better content coming soon. I feel like the winter time is here too. We just got like a foot of snow outside. It's you kind of hibernate in the winter anyways here. So, but it's definitely going to change. China is desperate to make the zero COVID policy work. Oh gosh. Yeah, oh boy, we're gonna get off on another tangent. That's gonna be another video, actually. I'll talk about that. That's a good one, Mr. OZ91. That's a good one. I'm sure that video that I'll put out won't get any views though, because I'll talk about COVID. So it'll probably get like 150 views. Perfect opportunity to bully Serpent's for the echo and his microphone during live streams. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, man, it's so hard to do things perfect, but that's one thing that like Serpent does do well is they're very consistent. People don't understand how much work and effort goes into these channels, and even if you don't edit a video, just to film a video, transfer it around and upload it and do all that, it's quite a bit of work. But you're talking about a channel like Serpent Today where they have multiple channels, of course. I don't know how many channels you guys have now, but they have multiple channels. They do editing, they do live streams. That's a lot of work, and I realize that they make money and they can survive off that money, but it's still a lot of work. And to keep up on Twitter and to keep up in the chat groups and the everything, it's a lot of money to keep upgrading your hardware and to buy cameras and to be consistent to get up every day and to do it. It is hard, and people don't know. People don't know. They really don't. To be as consistent as someone like Serpent Today and Lawa 86 deserves a lot of credit, because these guys have you guys have been gay for a long time with each other. You know what I mean? You guys have really been holding hands for a long time. I don't know how long you guys have been married, but going on 15 years probably, right? You go to Lawa 86's channel. When's the first Winston video with them together? Taste of China, my new pet turtle. This must be how it feels to be Daniel Dumbrill. You just go to someone's channel and then you type in date added oldest, and then you go down to Lawa 86's video from 9 years ago, and then you watch it, and now I'm going to talk shit about how he fucked with some turtle or something. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh, they ate a turtle. Oh my gosh. Time to go on Twitter and post about it. See, that's how Daniel Dumbrill does it. Where's the first Serpent Today video? Well, 9 years ago, meetups. Serpent Today and Lawa 86 finally 9 years ago. Man, y'all been together for 9 years. Sheesh. That's tough, man. That's tough. But either way, I'm going to end my stream on that and maybe try to figure out my aspect ratio before Daddy Serpent Today yells at me again, and find out what's going on. So thank you guys so much for coming and talking and all of that stuff. Again, more videos. I'll put out more videos, and I'm going to set up a probably a standard for live streams. I'm going to clean the stuff up in the background and move the camera. I need to buy a new tripod and move it around and adjust it and make it look better and stop being so damn lazy and schedule things. And that's what we'll do. So thank you guys. Have a good day. Have a good night. And goodbye.